ipakita na ko sa inyo ha kung giunsa pagka-form ang parabola and other conic sections by the intersection of a plane and the right circular cone. So here in the figure, we can see nga na-form ang parabola. Yes, in this part. So makita na to nga natay mga label din ano. So the parabola contains a focus, this one, a directrix, and an axis of symmetry. So ato pa nang maipakita later sa atong sunod ng mga slides. So asa din nato ni magamit ang parabola? They can be used frequently in physics and engineering no sa mga design sa mga automobile headlight, mga paths, and others. Magamit po na siya sa if you will be designing a fountain in a park and so on because the fountain followed a parabolic path also. And I think parabola is not new to you because na-encounter na nimo ni siya sa inyong junior high school, especially as graphs of quadratic function, tama? Including the very common equation, y is equal to x squared. So, sa inyo na-encounter sa junior high, it's upward and downward lang ng mga parabola. Pero diniya sa ato pre-calculus, you will be drawing a graph of the parabola nga naa sa side opening left and opening right. Okay, so these are the different parts of the parabola. So the first one is the vertex. The vertex is considered the minimum point. So sa inani nga case sa parabola nga opening upward siya, ang vertex mo na siya to ang minimum point, pinakaubos na nga point. But if our parabola is naga-open downward, kaning vertex na to makonsider siya nga maximum point. So in our parabola, naatay gitawag na focus. So kaning focus is C units from the vertex. Others will use C, others will use P, others will use A. So daghan kaayo siya nga mga designation, but they are all the same. It's the focus, the distance of the focus to the vertex is the same as the distance of the vertex to the directrix. Equal na siya. And naapot tayo latus rectum, which is the width no, of the parabola kung unsa siya ka-open. It passes to the focus and its length is 4 times, no? Kaopaton daw ning length ni focus to vertex. So that's the length of our latus rectum. We also have here the directrix and we have the axis of symmetry. Okay. So how was the standard equation of the parabola was being derived? So mo ni siya. Let us watch the video for a while. Okay, so naatay focus, the green point. Okay, and naatay directrix nga red line. Okay, so the black point is our vertex. So nakita nato nga si focus to the vertex is the same with the focus to the vertex to the directrix. Okay, so we will generate now a parabola using the vertex. So assuming that the dark one is any points no in the parabola. So any points in the parabola is the same lang ang length niya gikan sa focus o gikan sa directrix. So let's assume that our focus has the coordinates 0, P. Assuming that our vertex is at the origin. Okay, so they have the same length. Assuming that our directrix has 0, negative P. Okay, and we have xy as any point on the parabola. Okay. So, i-assume nato no nga si D1 is equal to D2 based on the definition of the parabola and using the formula of the distance formula, okay, we will equate D1 and D2. Okay, just plug in the value. The D2, we have xy and x negative P. Okay, just plug in. Okay, ma-0 man ni si x minus x. So, kani, matanggal na siya, kay 0 naman siya. So, ang mabilin, si x squared plus y minus p squared equals y plus p squared. Square all of them to remove the radical sign. And then expand the squares. Okay. And there you have. This one is now our standard equation of the parabola at the center of the origin. Okay, so by definition, a parabola is the set of points in a plane equidistant from a fixed line and a fixed point. So, kani siya. So, any point daw sa parabola nga ang distance niya is here and there always equal yun na silang duha. So, this one. So, kani parabola is the set of points in a plane equidistant from a fixed line and a fixed point. And this fixed line is what we call the directrix and the fixed point is what we call the focus. So, balikan nato to giun sa pagderive ang iyang formula kay paspas sa kayong video ganina. So, we have D1. Ang coordinates natin in D1 is 0p and xy. So, kung na to ang iyang distance duha. So, x minus 0 and then y minus p and then squared. The same with D sub 2. Na atay coordinates nga xy ug x negative p. So, x minus x and then y plus p. So, ato siyang i-square, no? Kay para matanggal ang ihang square root na sign and simplify. So, kani, 0 naman siya. So, x squared plus the quantity of y minus p squared is equal to x minus x is 0. So, ang mabilin na lang kay si the quantity of y plus p squared. So, ato na dahil ni siyang i-expand silang duha. So, the result of the expansion of the quantity of y minus p squared is equal to y squared minus 2py plus p squared. And the result of the expansion of the quantity of y plus p squared is equal to y squared plus 2py plus p squared. Okay, so we can cancel out the p squared and the y squared. So, ang nabili na lang nato ani is, okay, makancel naman nato ni siya, cancel. So, ang nabili na lang is x squared minus 2py equals to py. So, combine na to ato siyang i-kuan din he. So, we have now the result x squared minus x squared is equal to 4py. So, this is now our standard equation of the parabola if the parabola is opening upward. Because take note, there are many orientation of the parabola. The parabola may open downward, may open to the left, may open to the right. Okay? So, kana sa aman ma-open to the ma-open downward ang parabola if this one is negative. No? Kung may x squared is equal to negative 4py, mahimo na siya, mo down na ang parabola. It will open downward. Okay. Okay, so this is the summary of the parabola and its orientation. So, if our equation if our vertex is at hk, so we have this equation, x minus h squared equals 4p times the quantity of y minus k. So our vertex here is hk. Our focus is h and k plus p. The directrix is y is equal to k minus p. So if p is greater than 0, then it opens upward. Okay. If p is less than 0, it opens downward. So muna na siya nga negative 4p na siya diri Okay. So, na-notice ninyo nga diri sa first two equations, si x ang naay squared, no? So, ang inyong timan-an lang nga basta si x ang naay squared, either upward or downward gud ang orientation sa iyahang graph. So, let's take a look at the third and fourth equation. Na-notice sa nato na baylo na siya, si y na ang naa diri, so y minus k squared equals 4p times the quantity of x minus h. Kung si y na pod gali ang naay squared, ang ato ang timailhan na laana is ang graph ni parabola is either right or left. Nagmatter na dayon siya kung negative or positive diri. So kung positive, right. Kung negative, left. And then follow na lang dayon nato ning mga conditions niya, iyang focus, iyang directrix. So, the length of the latus rectum is the absolute value of 4p. So, kani siya, wala na siya ang length sa latus rectum. Okay, so let's have an example. before the example, let's have some tips in graphing a parabola. So we have here x, the quantity of x minus h squared is equal to 4p times the quantity of y minus k. So mo ni ang general form, not general form, but the standard form of this graph. Kanang ipakita na ko sa inyo ha. So how are we going to graph the parabola? Ang unang buhaton is, ato gyud dapat ihimo ng equation in vertex form or standard form. Mo ni siya, vertex form. Because it's easy for us to determine ang vertex niya o iyang latus rectum o iyang P, which is muna yung mga magamit nato kung mag-graph na taog parabola. Second, determine the orientation of the graph of the parabola. Kung up ba siya, kung down ba siya, kung right or left. Again, kung up, down, ang squared na akang x. Kung right, left, ang squared kay na akang y. Timan na ato na siya. Of course, find the vertex kay para makabalo ka asa ka magsugod o graph. Of course, the focus, the directrix, and the length of the latus rectum. So these are the important elements in graphing the parabola. So para mas masabtan, na ata example. Okay, first one, write x squared plus 8x minus 4y plus 8 equals 0 in standard form. Identify the vertex, focus, directrix, and the length of the latus rectum. Sketch the graph. Okay, as you noticed, ang ato ang equation is naka-general form na equal to 0 siya. So just by looking at the equation, makahuna-una na lang yung taon si orientation niya. Tama? Since si x kay na ay squared, probably, possibly, absolutely, ang atong graph sa parabola is either upward or downward. So para mas mahibaw-an pagpud nato siya, kung downward ba siya or kung upward, ato sa siyang i-convert or i-transform into standard form. Okay, so unsaon man. First, let us factor out 4y and 8 from the x term. So iduba nato si x squared plus 8x. Ato na dahil ilahi si 4y plus 8. So nahimo na siya daring 4y minus 8. So marag nakita-kita na nato no kung si orientation ni graph. Sunod is we are going to complete the square. So we'll just divide it by 2. 4 square, 16. Since nag-add mo tag 16 diri, mag-add mo tag 16 din hiya sa pikas. Okay, so ato na dayon siyang i-factor si x squared plus 8x plus 16, which is a quantity of x plus 4 squared. And then kani si 4y ma plus 8 man siya, gi-factor out din nato si 4. So 4 is the quantity of y plus 2. So muna ni siya ang ato ang vertex form. We can easily identify now kung unsa ang iyahang vertex ug unsa iyahang latus rectum and unsa iyahang P. Okay, so based on the equation, 4p is equal to 4. Therefore, ang atong p is just equal to 1. If you are confused kung unsaon siya, pwede matawatan-aw sa ato ang guide. Okay. So, based sa ato ang nahimo or na-come up nga standard form, asa man ta magbase ani karon nga equation. So, we will base it on our first equation, no? The quantity of x minus h squared equals 4p times the quantity of y minus k. So, from this, okay, makita na din nato si vertex. So, our vertex is hk man. So, h will look at here. So, we have negative 4 and our k is negative 2. And the orientation opens upward. Okay, na natay clue rin, makita na. And our focus, tanaw na to, h, comma, k plus p. So, si k, ato lang plusan og p, which is 1. So, negative 2 plus 1, negative 1. So, our focus is at negative 4, negative 1. Our directrix is y is equal to k minus p. So, negative 2 minus 1, that's negative 3. And our latus rectum is 4p. Since p is 1, balik na gyapon ta. Our latus rectum is 4 units. Klaro? Okay, para makita nato, no, ato siyang i-graph. Okay, look at this figure. So, our vertex is at negative 4, negative 2. Mo ni siya. Okay, and our focus is negative 4, negative 1. Mo ni. And our directrix, y is equal to negative 3. Our latus rectum is 4 units. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. So, we can draw na dayon our graph of the parabola. Okay ra siya, no? Okay, so napatay na dito diri if ato kung pagitaan tag-axis of symmetry, kanina dayon siya, kani nga line x is equal to negative 4. Yun. Okay, so for more example, let's have this number 2. Determine the focus, the vertex, the focus, directrix, and axis of symmetry of the parabola with the equation y squared minus 5x plus 12y equals negative 16. So sketch the parabola and include these points and lines. So sa equation pa lang makita na nato sa orientation ni parabola. Since the squared is the y variable, makaingon ta nga it's either left or right ang opening ni parabola. So, para atong mahibaw-an, ato nagyapon siyang i-transform to standard form. So, we will group the y variables. I-separate po na to itong mga other variables or other terms. Okay. So, we have here y squared plus 12y equals 5x minus 16. Okay, complete the square of y squared plus 12y. So 12 divided by 2 is equal to 6. 6 squared, that will be 36. So mag-add po tawag 36 sa other side. Okay, and then factor them. So na tayo y plus 6 squared is equal to 5 times the quantity of x plus 4. Okay, nga na x plus 4 man siya because, di ba, si negative 16 plus 36 is equal to plus 20, di ba? So, ato na yung gi-factor out si 5, so muna siyang plus 4. Since it's positive man, what do you think? Asa ka siya mag-open? It opens, right or left? Okay, malalaman natin yan. So, since our 4p is equal to 5, so, atong p is equal to 1.25. Again, if dili gihapon mo sure kung unsa iyang orientation, mogamit gihapon ta ani nga guide. So, asa man dira ang nag-guide ang atong tan-awon? Narata sa third or fourth, no? Atong pilian. But since it is positive, we will go to our third nga option, our third nga equation. Okay, so from that, we will identify the vertex. It's negative 4, negative 6. Again, it opens right, kay positive man siya. Our focus is h plus p and then k. So negative 4 plus 1.25, we have negative 2.75 and then negative 6. Our directrix is h minus p, so negative 5.25. So see, negative 4 minus 1.25, that's negative 5.25. And our axis of symmetry is y is equal to negative 6. Okay. So, para klaro, mo ni siya ang iyahang graph. So, atong vertex is naara, negative 4, negative 6. It opens right. Our focus is in here. Negative 2.75, negative 6. Our directrix is negative 5.25. X is equal to negative 5.25. Our axis of symmetry, y is equal to negative 6. So, this is the graph of the quantity of y plus 6 squared is equal to 5 times the quantity of x plus 4. Okay. If you are still confused with our first two examples, we have another example. Okay, find the standard equation of a parabola with vertex 1, negative 9 and focus negative 3, negative 9. So, this time, kitagaan ta og points unya pangayoon nato or pangitaon nato ang equation. So, unsaon man nato ni? How do we answer this problem? Okay, first is plot the points on the Cartesian plane. So, we have here the Cartesian plane. Okay. So, we have our vertex at 1, negative 9, as you can see in here. And our focus is negative 3, negative 9. So, I think na mo idea kung saan na dayon, no? So, let's go back to our, okay. So obviously, ang ato ang graph is opening gid siya dito sa left. Okay, syempre nagod diri ang focus. Nya na diri ang vertex. So obviously, our graph of the parabola will be opening at the left side. So going back to our guide, na ato nagtawag guide. So makita na nato diri asa ang nag-open og left, the fourth equation. So mag-base na lang dayon ta dinhaa unsaon nato pangita sa other factors. Okay, so na naman tayo h and k, no? So ato na lang i-substitute. So na tayo y plus 9 squared is equal to negative 4p times the quantity of x minus 1. Okay. Ang problema nato karon is si p. Si p, unsaon nato pagkuha kang p? Okay, take note na si p mo na siya ang distance ni vertex og ni focus. So obviously, dali ra nato siya makitaan. So you'll just count here 4. 4 units away si vertex ug si focus. So therefore, ang atong p is equal to 4. Just substitute that one. Okay? And there you have it, your equation for this vertex and focus. We have y plus 9. The quantity of y plus 9 squared is equal to negative 16 times the quantity of x minus 1. Nakuha? Nakuha siya? So, inana lang siya ka, simple. So, if you are confused, naramang mo yung guide, pwede man mo makatanaw ani. Okay. So, I think that is all. I hope that you understand our lesson for today. If you have any questions or clarifications, do not hesitate to send your direct message to my Facebook or Messenger, or you can ask through our Google Classroom. And okay, yun lang. You have any questions, you can just ask me, approach me personally. Or you can create a GC or a group chat for us so that we can answer all your questions one at a time with your classmates. Okay, so please don't forget to answer the assessment. I will post it right after I will share this video in our classroom. The deadline of the submission will be on October 29, 2020. Please do not be late because I will be checking your outputs right away para dili na ako magbalik-balik sa akong trabaho. But for those who will be giving me excuses, I hope na next time no dili na ta magsigi og hatag og excuse. So I am giving you a very long time for you to answer this one. So I hope you can comply the submission, the requirements. So that's all for today. Thank you and see you next Friday. I hope you can have a class soon. Bye.